What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerd On Update, our weekly show in which we talk about the nerdy news that's exciting to us, sad to us, mad to us, because anger is an okay emotion. It's healthy for you. And welcome back, yeah, because we've been off for like at least a week, 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 week.
Hold on, I don't think anger is necessarily healthy.
I
I
think
think it's healthy
expressing
to
it.
express it.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think anger can be healthy. Like it's like
I,
you reach
I
a
think
as long as it's not like violent anger. There's like
I
and you're
think
hurting people.
experiencing all of your emotions, not rejecting them,
Yeah.
letting them air is
Yeah, that I
fine.
mean that's pretty
Like,
much what I mean.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, I think this is what you mean. I just don't want people to be like,
Wow.
yeah, I'm that Nicolas Cage movie, Drive Angry. It's like, no, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay. Well, we out here. We're doing it.
Yeah. Tom is loud for once. Hey, you know what? Josh, guess what? Guess what I've found out. I
Did you
found
learn
out
something?
that, you know, when I go to bed, turn off all my electronics and stuff like that. I turn off my Vocaster here and there. Sometimes I don't. And that significantly has difference in the output at which my audio comes in and out when I do streams. Cuz uh
Like in a good way, bad way? What do you mean?
like
Like it's better
people are
if you
like,
leave it
"Tom, you
on?
were." No, it's not better at all.
Got it.
Like, people are like, "Tom, you're so quiet." I was like, "My gain is here. It's where it's always at. I see the levels. I see the green. It's
It's you,
good.
it's
It's not
not me.
peaking." And then I see the OBS and it's like, "You're here." And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't like that's not me, guys. That's I'll turn down the video game, you turn me up, and everyone's like, Tom, you were one of the quietest streamers I know. Then I was like, good thing I'm not a streamer, just a guy who streams. But it's like, I was like, God
ASMR,
damn.
man.
But
ASMR.
yeah, yeah, today, turned it off, turned it back on. I was like, I guess those are one of those stupid things where it's like if you leave your mixer on too long, it's just like we're not gonna
We're just
we're
not
not
gonna
gonna
work.
push out the audio as loud as it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't get it. Anyway, how you doing, Tom?
You know, I'm fucking exhausted, blasted wall to wall. Like, hey, can you come shoot this thing? Hey, do you want to see this table? Hey, like, can you after this? Like, do you want to meet up for that? Then I'm just like, and then I'm just like, oh, I could only do this meeting at 10 in the morning, and then it's like, oh, okay, and then it's like, oh, are you going to this thing? And I have something happening at my place for the holidays. Oh, are you going anywhere? I'm like, it's one of those like I again I it's I forget what it's called, but it's like a wealth of problems, or it's like it's a wealth of it's an embarrassment of wealth, I guess that's what it's called.
Okay.
Um of too much shit to do that doesn't fill up my wallet. They're all things
Mm,
that I want to do, but
mm.
I just I'm so very exhausted and tired every day and every week that I'm just like, oh my god, I'm like, I'm just I'm just trying to stay above water,
I'm just
make
trying.
things, put things on the channel, do some be more present on the streams, and it's to do laundry, and then to like, a cousin's in town. Oh, okay, let's go hang out. Oh, I gotta do this. Oh, it's like, oh, did you take this extra shoot to get some extra money? It's like, oh, I should do that. Oh, your car's about to blow up. It's like, yeah, I gotta fix it and shit. It's dying. I'm exhausted. How about you, Josh? How you do? You doing?
Wow, we must be in the same boat. I'm it's yeah, I it the last few weeks have been just a little like exhausting. I just feel really just I don't mean this to be like a Debbie Downer stream or anything like that. Like I'm doing my best. My journey recently has been realizing how angry I am and being tired of it. I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of being sad because there's a lot in the world to be angry and sad about, and some of it, most of it, I can only do so much. So, and I have a pet peeve that I don't like hearing somebody complain about something that they have the power to change. So anytime I catch myself complaining, I'm like, God, stop it, stop what, stop it. I'm really hard on myself. Um, it's been a busy few weeks. The Game Awards are this week, and SAG-AFTRA and Game Performance Matters been busy with that stuff, and yeah, I changed my desk around. I have a different view. Like I'm like
I was gonna
straight
say, I
on.
was like, we're a little bit more straight on to your to the couch over there. And I was like, all
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm here. I'm here, and I'm doing my best day by day, one step at a time. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my
I
best.
uh I think whenever I get overwhelmed and I look at shit or like I see that there's more shit to do, I think of the fat mouse from Cinderella who is getting all the bird feed, and he just
It's the
like
best
he's like
mouse.
the new mouse,
Yeah.
and he's like got this much, and then he has to like bite in order to like
Doesn't he have
carry it
like
all.
a voice like I can't remember his
I
voice.
I
Something.
can't remember. All I remember is how it's like the naivete of like, because you have all these other mice who are like, oh, I'm gonna get 2 pieces of chicken feed. And then he's like, I'm getting 8 or 10. And I'm like, I think about that where I'm like, I can do it. I'll just be tired. And then I was like, yeah, I've been tired. And I'll just be tired for a very long time. And I'll just like, okay, cool, that's fine. And I mean
I can push through that.
fuck, what was it? Friday, I forget what happened Friday. I was doing something Friday, but Saturday morning I was prepping all day to help a friend. They have a YouTube channel and they're trying to like figure some shit out. So I was like, okay, I'll help you guys like work out your kinks and stuff like that. And if it comes down to like partnerships in the future, like that's totally cool. But I'd love just to help you guys out. And then Sunday, same thing where a friend was like, oh, could you shoot and do video for like 3 hours? I'm like, okay, I could do that. And then it's just like it's the same gear unpacked, and I'm just like moving it from this to that, and it's just like using my body to like set up and break down and set up and break down. And everyone's like, oh man, this is like it's all by yourself. Then I was like, it's all by myself. Then I was like, this is if it's like there's that, a lot of I think pride and mistaken hubris. I think a lot of people are like, I'm a self-bid, blah blah. It's like, bro, if I could fucking have a whole team that just does it for me, thank fucking God. Like that would be the best. But it's like there
That's
is
one of
to me,
those
there's
times where I just go, "Shut up. Shut up."
I, it's like I think it's cool that in my brain I know how I could set it all up and I can do it and I could figure it all out and I know exactly what I'm looking for. I can make it look good, but like doing it over and over again as this kind of like I just think of like the guys in Santa Monica who have to like play 5 different instruments. I'm like, how do you fucking do that shit? Like that's like so I hate that shit. Um, I think we talked about it when we were doing a lot of episodes in person. It was just like the dream is just like cool. You set it, you
It's
forget it, you
already set
walk
up.
away,
Yeah.
you come back, turn on, plug in, cool, new
Yeah.
project, let's go. It's not like I'll put the fucking tripod and then move
Yeah.
the arms and then unwound the cables.
I
You're
was
like,
filming
God.
something for Game Performance Matters last night, and we're using a green screen, and so it was like the amount of stuff that I had to set up in here, and then I was striking the floor, so I made sure that like, okay, hit your mark, we're in the frame here, and like and then I got to take it down because this still is a place of business. So I'm like, well, it's just a lot. It's a lot, like, but it's good. Like I don't know, I don't know about you, but it's like it's creative, and it's like there's a certain part of like setup and takedown where it's like the puzzle part of it is like while you're filming or while you're doing the thing. For me anyway, it's like while you're doing the thing in case something happens and you're doing it. And the creative, like for me, um the performative person takes over. And then when like I'm setting up and all that kind of stuff or tearing down, I'm like, cool. Cool. It just like checks out a little bit.
Yeah, I hear that. First, before I continue on, shout out to Crystal for the follow. I see that in the chat. It was the notification was off to the
Oh yeah,
side instead of in the
I
middle.
see the
Um,
box got moved somehow.
it's, it's fine. But shout out to Crystal. Thanks for the follow.
Yes.
I last week I shot a uh I was part of a shoot. I was the assistant camera to in a photo shoot thing. And to your point, it was one of those like,
Whoa.
oh, like I want to be creative in this, but it's one of those like I have to operationally just be done with it all. Did I just
You're
disappear?
yeah. I don't know why that happened. What the
I'm on Ninja, but I'm not on
yeah, like
the stream.
The Electron app quit. So that's awesome. Cool. Dig it. Love it.
Hmm.
Like it.
That's cool, guys. I'm this is where I belong. Welcome to Darkness, my old friend.
Yep.
I'm your old friend. And
Wow. Uh
we're talking about the darkness that we find ourselves in when there's too much to watch on the internet, too much access to in the internet. um so we'll take it from the chat while Josh figures it out. What everyone in the chat, what do you guys think there's too much of on the internet? Like just a specific, is there too many uh top 10 listicles on the internet? Is there too many um retrospectives like, oh, let's look at the movie Willow 35 years celebration? um Too many fake AI trailers. I have not seen any fake AI trailers. I have seen a lot of people being like, "Look at this Sora AI." Then I was like, "Yeah, it just looks like all the people are intentionally not looking into the lens, but they kind of are, which just makes it look like it's a bad actor who doesn't know how to like find their right eye line. And their nose and their cheeks are always too rosy. I'm back, guys, but I'm taking over the screen."
this is
And
like it's like super like I don't know what happened. I don't know why it did that. It literally just was like, fuck you, man. And then I was
you
like
know,
super bad going, fuck me, right? Anyway.
I I get it. Too many haters from T Dog. I get it. You know, I'm one of those haters. What's up? Out here. Um, Mamba says, I'm not saying hi to you, T Dog, because you left last week when I had to watch 8 minutes of Craven, but you couldn't sit and watch 3 minutes of what I recommended. Damn, it's like that though. It's like that
Wow.
though. For those who didn't know, last week, in lieu of doing some news and doing our normal show, I ran through a bunch of trailers, and T Dog wanted to watch this 45-minute long pseudo trailer commentary on alpha males in Craven the Hunter movie. And Mamba probably suggested the best trailer, and it was really good. And then T Dog was like, well, I don't like Mamba. So, and then Mamba coiled into his snake uh coil,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then
Yeah.
his the cobra, the
Yeah.
cobra wings flew out, and then the fire
Yeah.
circled around,
Yeah.
and then vanished, and that was the last I saw of Mamba.
Yeah.
So
Until like right
um
now. I mean, They're just like,
You
phew,
know,
here they are
Mamba shows up when
when
they're
Mama
needed
wants
the
to.
most.
Yes.
I think Mamba is one of those like Mamba's kind of like Martian Manhunter in like the Justice League,
Hmm.
where it
Hmm.
was like, oh, you're not, I didn't see you there, but you were there when I needed you, and it was interesting. Uh, T Dog's liking your googly eyes.
Thank you. I need to
All
bring some. I need to bring some levity to my life.
right, so we're done. I'm done stalling. We can talk about some news now.
Yeah. Thanks for stalling, Tom. I appreciate it. I don't know
Hey,
what
hey, hey.
happened. So random. Anyway, we out here. Are we going to talk about news? Should
Yeah,
we talk about news? I don't.
we're gonna talk about the news.
I mean, I'll start with actual news. The 28 Days Later trailer was dropped, and I have to tell you, even just seeing like there was like a teaser last week, I think it was, or something, or like at least the artwork was posted, and the scream that I let out because the 28 blank blank the this IP is it's one of my favorite like zombie IPs, and to have a new one is really exciting. And I like Danny Boyle, and I like the world that it's in. Um so yeah, and it was a good trailer too. As somebody who has worked in trailers, I thought I was like, wow, this is a really good trailer. Wow. Okay. I get so tired of I get so tired of trailers that don't tell you anything about what it's about. When you're watching something and you're like,
What?
but what is it
You
about?
you don't like it when it's just like the Millennium Falcon and then like someone's hand lighting a lightsaber and then someone saying, "May the Force be with you," and you're like, "Oh, it's the greatest Star Wars of all
It is
time."
the
You're like,
greatest
"What
Star
the fuck?
Wars. But what is
What
it
is it
about?
about?" And they're like, "It's about Star Wars. What do you think it's about?" It's like, that's not enough. Hey, look,
This
it's
is not the
kids,
plot you're
and there's
looking
Jude
for.
Law, and I'm like, "It's the skeleton crew." It's like, well, what is it about? And they're like, "It's kids," and I'm like, "Okay,
nobody,
it's not a
nobody
trailer."
needs kids. Nobody needs it.
I
And
mean,
then
good kids in movies are cool.
they're a child.
I, I like some good kids in movies. I hate bad kids in movies. Bad kids suck.
Like bad actors, or like just kids that are bad. Like they're just like they.
Kids are like, okay, okay, Billy, make sure that you don't ever look back because
And
mommy's
then he
gonna
looks
come
back.
back and we're gonna get out of here. Okay. Opens the door. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Bonnie and I always
What are you?
when it's something is caused by children, or when a child is in the story on the screen, we're like, they're gonna do something. They're gonna do something that's gonna cause an issue for the whole crew, and it's gonna be a problem. And then they do. It's like right now I'm rewatching. I started rewatching The Walking Dead, and
Mhm.
um,
Coral.
Carl. No, it's like first few episodes, like Sophia, the little girl disappears. I don't remember what happens next. I know a little bit, but I'm like, fucking little girl. She just had to follow directions. You just had to. He said this. You did this. What is wrong with you? Fucking lost.
I
Fucking
and
Walt. He
oh
causes
yeah.
he causes a whole bunch of issues, bro.
Um, and I'll say it this way, and then, like, I don't I'm not gonna say I was the best behaved kid in the world, but when, like, an adult told me something with, like, the fucking conviction of God, I do it, right? Like, I was a kid that, like, I got hit enough times where I'm like, "Okay, I'm good. I'm not
I
gonna
got
fuck
you. I
around."
got you. I
But in the
heard you.
middle of class when, like, everyone's talking, I'm gonna talk loudly, right? Like, that's okay. That's normal. But it's like when my parents are yelling at each other and they say like, "Go to your fucking room," then I'm like, "Okay, I'm out. I'm walking to my room, and you'll never see me. I will leave the door closed until they come get me because I'm like, I don't, mama don't want no heat of this." You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but in a fucking movie, it's just like die die. It's someone one of my friends put it pretty clearly on is it A Quiet Place? I think they were talking about Quiet Place. They said everyone in the world of Quiet Place feels like they've never watched like a ninja movie. it's, it's like they don't know how to be quiet. And I'm
Holy
like,
shit. Is that
that's
one of the
kind of
brushes from the Apple stand?
It is.
Oh my
I use
god.
it to clean out my
I
keyboard.
just had I just had flashbacks. Anyway.
Um, but yeah, I think about that too, where it's like at certain points, it's like when we watch movies and it's like when people don't like the smart people, right? We can't think about like I love Independence Day because I think Independence Day was one of those like people on top of the building. Let's look at the aliens, and they all get obliterated. And it's like,
Yeah.
cool. There are people who are like that. But then at this point in movies of survival, and it's just like, okay, guys, what are we doing? Like,
What are we doing
like?
here?
You've made it this far, then all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna play a little bit of music while I. So what do you do? We're in a zombie apocalypse. Like, don't
Yeah.
fuck around.
Don't. So 28 years later, I'm really excited about. I like the aspect of these versions of Zeds being so fast. Um, the other the other piece of news is the Game Awards are this week, and watch them, support games, be mindful, and support the strike and all that kind of stuff. Follow Game Performance Matters. I may or may not. I was producing. I just got done like editing a couple of videos that I'm really proud of. I think they're going to be cool. But we're going to post them that day. But yeah, check it out.
Where can they find said videos?
That's going to be at Game Performance Matters on Instagram and TikTok. We do as well. Instagram is our most active platform, so check it out,
How often can they see videos?
man. When we
I'm
can do.
asking
No.
I'm
I'm
giving you
just
the
saying when we
plug.
can do it. It's like it's the same. It's the conundrum that we talk about with Nerd On sometimes, where it's like it's making consistent content it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and trying to make sure that because it's strike related educational content most of the time, and it's like we can't do another video about this one thing. We've done it. We've told people about this thing. No more. I'm not going to tell a person about a side letter 6 game anymore. If you don't know it, I don't do it. Don't work a side letter 6 game. Anyway, what's your news, Tom?
My news is a little bit of a huff or a puff piece.
Yeah,
Um, First of all, I gotta just say this. I'm gonna be real quick.
do
It
it.
is cold as shit for LA folks because LA is an asshole right now, and it's like one day 86 degrees, next day 76 degrees, the other day 62 degrees, and you're like, I can't physically adjust to this, and it sucks. So I'm just saying, I have my little space heater right next to
Yeah,
my feet, and my feet are my toes feel
nice
like
and cozy,
icicles.
nice and warm and cozy.
Yeah.
I love it.
T Dog, you live there. You live in a place where they're like, we're going to consistently be cold. That's okay. LA, 72 and sunny. They have a happiness tax here. You're not allowed to be happy and living here. That's why it's so nice and beautiful most of the times. That's how it is. I'm dealing with 45 degrees when I work nights. It's a lot. LOL. It is. It is. It's crazy the utter decline and variation in the weather that we get here. Sometimes. So I'm just letting you know, my feet are cold and I'm trying to get them toasty, make them little nice toasted marshmallows. But that being said, my news is about um the Interstellar re-release, the 10-year anniversary of Christopher Nolan, uh, Jonathan Nolan's screenplay. He was ideally. Oh, hey, welcome, Crystal. Thank you for waiting. I think Jonathan Nolan was ideally going to direct this movie, and Christopher Nolan was originally only going to produce it. Christopher Nolan and company enlisted Kip Thorne, who is an astrophysicist, good friends with Carl Sagan, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't think good friends with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think good
Acquaintances.
collegiates, good colleagues, because
Mm-hmm.
they recently did a Star Talk together and been like, we've hung out, we've drank, we talked, but we wouldn't like. He's like, Kip Thorne's like a lot older, so he's like, you're kind of the young kid in our crew. Um,
who helped write the screenplay of it, and I think they reference a lot of his books when writing about it. Anyways, it had an IMAX re-release this past week and made somewhere around 30 to 50 million dollars,
Damn.
getting the entire um uh getting the entire box office run. Originally, it was at like 680 million to now a total like 720 million worldwide total release. Christopher
Wow.
Nolan is a small time up and coming
Independent. Yeah.
director. Yeah, born in the UK, moved to Chicago with his younger brother, Jonathan. Kept his well English accent, well, Jonathan lost his English accent because when Christopher moved here in Chicago, he was around the age 10 and Jonathan was the age 8 or something like that. So, the 2 years difference means a lot because Jonathan doesn't have an English accent anymore. But his producing partner, his wife, Emma Thompson, I think is her name. Either it's Emma Thompson or Emma Thompson. But she's also produced all the work that he's worked on, Dark Knight and things like that. So, um, Josh, is your mouse over Tom's video feed? Is there a mouse over my face?
Guess
Was
so.
there a mouse?
Guess so.
That's funny.
It just
Um,
works.
but yeah, Interstellar came out. It a lot of people were talking about it in the social internet worlds, and I bring it up as a news piece only because it's interesting, the quote unquote experiment of theatrical films. It's weird that we had to talk about it that way. This is on the press on the heels of Wicked as well as Moana. We're trying to figure out, I think people are seeing like, where does theatrical experiences go? Like, how do people feel about it? And I think really the answer is like the movie going audiences do want to go to theaters, but they do not respect schlock, even though a mass audience
Can
are
you define
very,
schlock
hate,
for me?
um, I would call it sequelitis or
Mm.
franchise-itis,
Mm.
as schlock, where it feels very half-baked and they're going only for IP.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think people are okay with it. I think people are actually don't care if it's IP or not, but they do care if it's like it feels like they're pulling out all the stops for the marketing, for the event, and how important the movie is. Um, and I think actually a lot of I think bad faith that's been garnered through like the last few years is the franchise itis because of, I don't want to say in a bad way, but it's like a lot of parents who are kind of being dragged to the theaters by their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And these kids kind of don't care. Like a kid may not really see the difference between a really bad like movie and then a well done movie, right?
Film.
Because they're just like, oh,
Film.
it, I mean, it's just like, I would say it this way. There is a lot like this is a hot take, very hot take. I don't think Bullet Train's that great of an action movie. I think it's like all this star-studded things, but I couldn't tell you why anyone should watch it other than like you get to see all these stars. Like I don't think the action's that good. I don't think the writing is that smart. Um Compared to watching Equalizer 3, where like what are we doing? The third one, hasn't he killed enough people? So, but then you
No,
have
man,
is
I'm paying
but
for a 70-year-old action star. That's what I'm here for.
but it's Denzel Washington,
It's
and you're
Denzel
like,
Washington. That's who I'm here for.
I'm gonna fucking watch this guy, right? And you're just
Yeah.
like, he does not know how to fucking phone it in, right? And you're just like, I don't give a fuck how bad the script is or how dumb the movie is. Like, I'm watching this, where it's like, I
I'll watch a
don't need to
decrepit
watch these.
Liam Neeson do another action movie. Let's do it.
but, but compared to like, and I feel bad, and it's like I don't need to watch like a Bullet Train where it feels like there's a lot of these good actors who are kind of like, they're kind of effortlessly acting, where it's like I don't think this like, and it doesn't, there's craft that looks effortless, and then there's like, if this doesn't look like anyone gives a shit about the movie. And it's one of those, I'm like, it feels so like, all right guys, we're on day 27, let's go. and then they just
Let's
do the
do
scene.
that
All
one
right, guys, see
scene.
you
All
tomorrow.
right, cool. We did that
So
one
yeah,
scene.
it just there's stuff like that where it's like, and it's funny because the same director who did Bullet Train did The Fall Guy, and I really liked The Fall Guy.
That is
Um,
that's a fun movie.
but yeah, it's just like, you know, I was like, oh, they're just so differently, and I feel like Ryan Gosling's also one of those actors who doesn't know how to phone it in, and I'm like, yeah, he can play in the ranges of like high drama and then good and like you know, in like great comedy, physical comedy. So like there's those things. But yeah, so I think that's kind of what's coming down to, where it's like, because apparently I think for a second Disney was thinking that Moana was going to be a streaming only movie, and it's like, dude, that made 500 million in the opening weekend. Like,
I haven't been like, I legitimately want to see Gladiator 2. I legitimately want to see it, and we haven't been able to because it's been sold out. I'm like, I'm not sad about that fact because I'm like, wow, it's been a really long time since I've had that experience where I'm looking at the app and it is sold out on the weekends, obviously, and it is the holiday, but still, just having that experience of like, whoa, I don't remember when I couldn't just like get into a movie, just buy my tickets and go to a movie.
you know, it's
When
funny.
I
I
wanted
actually
to.
have heard. I haven't heard like the most pleasant of reviews of that movie,
I don't give a
but
shit.
well, no. I'm not saying like I'm trying to track, but it's like I haven't heard a lot of good things about it. But like, to your point, it's doing pretty well, and I think critics like it. And I'm like, huh, interesting. Because yeah, I was the same way. I just watched Wicked, and this is like what 2-3 weeks late, and I'm like, oh, I still have to fucking watch Gladiator 2, and I still want to watch fucking Conclave, and it's like, God, there's a lot of fucking movies. I wrote this last year and the year before, I did like a top, you know, movies of the year that I watched, and it's mixed in with like movies that in theaters or that came out this year, or movies that like I just watched for the first time, or like I'm just watching. And I wrote it out in August, and then since then I'm like, fuck, I need to add like 5 new movies and then take out 5 other ones, which I'm like, that's crazy. It's a very interesting time because like, I don't know if we talked about like Anora. I don't know if you have you heard about Anora at all?
Yeah, I think I told you about that movie because I saw a SAG screening of it, and like weeks before it came out, there was a SAG Foundation.
Yes, you were telling me you went to it. I
I
didn't.
think I brought it up
Yeah.
in one cool thing on an episode we have
Yes,
coming up.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, 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 yes. Because I had a friend who also went to, I think, that same screening,
Oh,
and I was like, fucking. Well, it'd be cool if I go to a fucking screening, because the director and Mickey was there, right?
and some of
Or Mikey was there, right?
some of the
Yeah.
cast, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking, but like, you know, yeah, yeah, that shit. I was like, I think to me that's like, that should be the shoe-in big winner against everything. But like,
It's so
this
good.
year is so weird.
It's so good.
It's insanely good. But like,
It's
it's
so
just like this
good.
year is so,
It's so
and the Golden Globe nominees. I'm like, God, this is fucking ridiculous. This is like, it's so weird how like like, and just let everyone know. I know everyone gets pissy because The Bear is always uh nominated for comedies. They submit themselves. I hope you guys know, like, the teams they have to submit to, like, cool, we're submitting under the category for your consideration. So when people be like, why the fuck is the substance in the comedy? It's like,
because
guys,
they put
they
the,
submit
because they
themselves.
submit themselves there. That's
So like,
yeah.
it's funny.
Their
So
team
I
thought
guess
that that's what it was.
that's also lightweight news, I guess, guys. Golden Globe nominations went out, if you give a shit about those. But if you don't, then we can go into this next part of the show, Josh.
Yeah, the next part of the show in which we answer questions from you, the people, and Crystal's new. So I don't know if you've listened to our show before, but this part of the show, we answer questions from the people, and you can submit your questions the best way. The absolute best way is to join the Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. And there are channels in there that you can submit your questions. You can also join the Nerd On Nation that is powered by Patreon. Nerdon.tv/Patreon. that does a few things. It keeps the ring lights on and the lights on and the magical orb that is behind Tom on. And it helps like a lot. And you get your answers first. Like and you can ask anything. Like anything. We the weird questions that we have answered in the past. This question isn't weird. B-Rad. Season 2 of Squid Game is expected to hit Netflix in December of this year. Which childhood games are you hoping to see this season? I didn't have a good time on the playground. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I was fucking bullied all of elementary school and junior high. My idea of games was the cool kids beating me at Foursquare for the 11 millionth time. Foursquare, that would be interesting. I would watch that. Foursquare, they could make Foursquare deadly. The squares drop. Yep. The squares like drop from under them.
I mean, you could also do like an Indiana Jones like dungeon temple thing where like the square gets smaller as blades get closer.
Oh shit. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that. I was one of those kids who quite sucked at Foursquare, and then I would get very angry when I lost because it was one of those. There was a line, right? For each square, there was a line, and then you go into the one square, and then if someone got out, you move up, and if you got out somebody else, you might take their spot, and you want to get at the king square, right? So it's like, and that's the person that serves, and then you're just bouncing the ball, and then could only bounce once. I remember getting so mad at like I think a second or third grade that I was getting like dunked on by fifth graders that like
Dicks.
I remember when someone tried to get me out, I like punched it into the kids square and it like bounced so high that they're like, well, you got him out. Then I was like, oh, so I can use this rage and aggression for
See,
things like
anger is health. No, I'm just kidding.
well, if you find a way to channel it. But
Yeah.
for variety's sake, I mean, honestly, the game we played, but again, they're going off of like Korean games, right? So like I don't know what games they'll play, but if they do play at American games, I like Mamba's Answer, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, Squid Games. Two games I really like playing on the playground, which was Tetherball, but the game that I would like to see them play because I think it's more cinematic would be a game called and it's too bad because the game in then and the 90s isn't I think allowed to be said on the internet. It is unalive yourself. And the game there was this giant wall, and so there's like in the middle of the playground there would just be these structures, these giant wooden walls, and kind of like a wall ball, I guess. But kids, what we would do, we would get rubber bouncy balls or tennis balls, and there'd be a giant square. I think it's absolutely used for wall ball. So there's one the right side and the left side, and if you bounce, if you threw the ball, it would hit the wall and bounce away. You have to run towards the wall, hit the wall before someone caught the ball on it bounce, and they would hit you with the ball. So whenever you caught the ball, you would throw it as hard as you can. So some other kid would have to run so far away so that you can hit the ball and you can hit the wall and then come back outside the square. And that game was called Unalive because like you're pretty much throwing your doom if you didn't throw fast
but it
enough,
had
right?
it had a different name, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Got it.
yes. It was the trigger warning name. It was the
Got it.
13 Reasons Why name.
Okay. Hey, we got a new follower. Come on,
Hello,
Mikey.
come on, Mike.
Come
Come on,
dodgeball,
Mike.
I feel like would be super dangerous. Like
in a Squid Game
scenario, like dodgeball could be. I feel like that one's like too easy. Like there would be some sort of like deadly thing. I don't know, dodgeball like that hurts just regularly. or it can. Anyway, next question.
I'm trying to think like, okay, how do you do? I was first trying to think like what my game would be like in a Squid Game universe, because it's like, okay, you're throwing balls at each other and you're hitting each other, but I'm like, what do you throw?
Oh, you know what it would be? It'd probably be like platforms or something like that, like above like a pit of spikes or something crazy, or even just like a large pit with gators.
But then if you do dodgeball, I feel like at one time one of those balls at the dodgeball has got to be a bomb. It's just someone's gonna get blown up, because like it's rather violent. Squid Game. It's just like you're getting shot, and it's like what, or it's like, oh, you're gonna cut yourself. It's like, this is, ugh. So
Wow.
yeah, I feel like you have to have some kind of explosion, some kind of knife.
There'd be like a random, there'd be some sort of random explosion. And it's dangerous for everybody. Like somebody grabbing the ball, it could blow up for them. You could be throwing at somebody and it blows up when they get it. Like, it's dangerous. It's dangerous, man. Next question.
Yeah. Next question
is fully directed square at my face. T-Dog asks, did you talk to your friend anymore about our I almost said Battlestar Galactica.
Our Battlestar Galactica
podcast
3
game.
We're gonna do a watch along podcast.
I did a little bit, T-Dog, after I was asking your availability to see what his was, and it's looking like an after 9 o'clock would be better for him. I've just been, in all seriousness, exhausted and busy, so my bandwidth has been very narrow in terms of what I'm putting my focus on. And by the time I get to games, it's like literally like 11:30, and I'm zoning out on a different game, and I'm just like, I'm just playing that by myself. Like, I'm playing a solo game right now, and I haven't played a solo game in months and months and months, because I'm just like,
what are you playing?
I'm playing Dragon Age.
I've never played Dragon Age.
But T-Dog, it is definitely like there are a bunch of friends that are like, they're all jonesing, and like I'm a little hyper focused on my playthrough right now of this one game, and so it definitely will be happening. I will tell you that it will definitely be happening. So
don't worry, I'll keep T-Dog tender by playing Dead by Daylight as we will do, right? Yep. Right, Bad Reprint. We'll be killing it all. For anyone who wants to play, check out our new looking for games voice chat in the Discord. You guys can all play with each other, and if I stream it, if you guys are cool with it, I drag you into the streaming locked channel, so no one just jumps in and does that. But yeah, we been playing some Marvel Rivals, me and Brad, and then some T-Dog with the Dead by Daylight.
Congrats to all those people that Game Performance Matters. We posted a post today, but I'm just going to amplify it. Congrats to all the actors that are in it, and congrats to Bright Skull and the developing companies, for having an interim contract for that game. It's really cool. It's
for Marvel Rivals?
Marvel Rivals, yeah. It's just really, it is a big congrats, because the being a video game performer has been challenging as of late. So it's really cool to see people posting their wins. So
I heard also the Rita Repulsa's Revenge game is also one of those games.
I'll have to look that up, because I heard.
Yeah, I think I saw.
I want to see. I want to hear. I want to look it up.
I think I saw one of a friend who they were like, good for them, because they also signed a contract for the fair performance pays and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, cool, nice. cool.
Dig it.
Because it was kind of making some big headlines about like comparing that to like the TMNT shmup game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, this is a bigger thing, because it's like in the face of that heavy competition, they're still trying to do right by actors. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
I dig it.
Nice. So that's all the questions in the bucket. I can't ask a little bit more because that one, did you talk to your friend about Baldur's Gate, was from the chat. Unless
Mhm.
someone has a question in the chat, we can do another one in the bucket, but we're always trying to be fishing for some more live questions from you guys. Let's go ahead. Let me take a look real quick to see if I don't have anything that what the fuck is that? Oh, so I'm just like, what is these questions I have held on? That was the other question. T-Dog in the chat, and once in the bucket, and then also in the Discord. Pick one, the rest have to go. Crash Bandicoot, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, and Banjo and Kazooie.
I'm
Do-
picking Crash, and the reason being is that I have not played any of the others. And Crash was like, because I was a Sony kid, Crash was like the source of frustration for me. For like, there were so many levels that I was like, fuck this game. But it's like you still like that. That was like Elden Ring. Like you were like, no, I've got to get this. I've got to. Oh my god, it's an Ubadiga. Get him. Get the mask. Ubadiga. Yeah. Crash Bandicoot.
My experience would be for or I guess like my nostalgia would be for Banjo Kazooie.
Mm-hmm.
But they only made 2 real games, and the second game wasn't that great.
Mm-hmm.
And the third game wasn't that great. So I'm gonna have to say, in all honesty, I think Ratchet and Clank have been a healthier
Healthy choice for you.
franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even that I've played all of them, but like I've seen what they've done in the gaming community in the sense of like they constantly make new games for new consoles, so it's like cool, and that means they could ideally only hopefully do better and better
Mm-hmm.
because they're trying to stay relevant. um so yeah, that's my pick is Ratchet and Clank, and then everyone else goes, even though Banjo Kazooie I have more history with.
Okay. All right.
Wow. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. That's an interesting question. We got one from Mombot. I actually pulled some more from the Discord too.
Sweet.
Um, but I'll save those for next time.
I dig it.
This question comes from Black Diablo Mamba, and that question is, what type of food or drink that is discontinued that you would like to bring back for one day? Let me look up some discontinued foods.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too, and like there are some things that I didn't even know that they were discontinued.
Pudding pop. Sorry. Oh, Altoid sours are gone. Those were just candy. I loved those.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit, dude. Liquid
The Philadelphia
icebreakers.
cheesecake bars. Oh my god, I remember those. Jesus.
Philadelphia cheesecake bar. Hold on. Philadelphia cheesecake bars. Oh, damn. Those were like 7-Eleven premium items.
Sobe. Yes.
Wait, is
So-
Sobe gone?
The elixir
drink?
Yeah, elixir drink. It struck me as like a, oh my gosh. I remember we would go down
Oh,
to
are
our
they
little,
gone?
it's saying the elixir drink. Let me see. I don't know why this is coming up
After
on this
declining
article.
sales, PepsiCo quietly took Sobe off the U.S. shelves.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, we would go and we would get a single pizza slice and some sort of Sobe like thing. Man. The 90s were a strange time.
So it was so cool because it had the 2 lizards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I used to get the freaking. That was like my first real
I think
green
it was the
tea drink.
dragon fruit one that there was a dragon on it. I remember I would always get that.
Yeah. Where drinks were like fountain drinks in a bottle absolutely had like a defining factor in your personality. Like people are like, "Oh, they drink this," and you're like, "Oh."
The grilled stuffed burrito
Damn.
from Taco Bell is discontinued. I didn't know that. I used to get that all the time. Wow.
We've ruined everything. We
Everything.
had so many good things in our lives and we just weren't happy with it.
Seriously. Wow.
Wild cherry Jello, cream savers, Doritos, guacamole, Keebler's Magic Middles.
Wow.
What the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Coca-Cola Black.
Pizza spins. Jolly Ranchers hard can Jolly Ranchers chews are discontinued?
Surge.
Why? Why?
Tricks
Dude,
yogurt.
Surge, bro. Dude, that was like I was like, fuck Mountain Dew. Surge all day. I was like, oh hell yeah, dude.
Oh
Dude,
man.
it was so good. Oh, Squeeze It.
Tab. Oh my god.
Full Yeah, dude. Full throttle. Orange. What?
Wow.
Cakesters, Oreo Cakesters are gone.
I think
Wait,
it's
there-
funny
oh,
that
shit.
there's a moment
Yes.
of like, man, I'm so sad that that's gone. But then you're like when was the last time that you had that thing?
I know.
It's like I was talking about Twinkies here the other day, and I was like, I still haven't had one. I haven't gotten one. Like I was like, oh man.
Wait, you never had one in your life?
No, I've had one. I just mean like I've been having
Oh,
this weird
fuck
like
me.
back of my head craving, and like for just to see if I would still like it. It's like I had KFC a couple of years ago with Bonnie, and that doesn't hold up. It was like ew. But like Twinkies, I'm like, I wonder if it still holds up. I wonder.
I like KFC.
I don't think
Bro,
that you
I'm-
do. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I honestly look, if I had all the fucking money in the world, Josh, and we didn't have to do fuck all,
Yeah.
I would totally, because I've seen so many stupid online shows of people like, yeah, this is gross, and they eat this, like we're eating all this shit and blah blah. And I'm like, bro, I'll eat that shit, no problem. I won't eat it all at once.
To this day.
But there's very, very little things that I'm like, oh, my gag reflex. I'm about to. I'm just like, just eat it. Does it taste like shit? Yeah, it tastes like. Move on. There's never going to be something I'm like, oh, that's hella disgusting. I can't even touch it. I think like if it could be prepared, it's been served. Oh, Crystal Pepsi. Okay, so my item is probably going to be it's probably going to be Surge, not gonna lie. Citrus flavored soft drink by Coca-Cola to compete with Mountain Dew.
Damn.
Yeah, I would do
Damn.
Surge, bro. Surge. Hell
Damn.
yeah. Or I mean Sobe though. Sobe's so good.
The I think I found mine. I didn't realize that this was discontinued, and it makes me sad. But I remember how much of this I had. Peanut butter Ritz Bits.
Peanut butter Ritz.
They're
Bits.
like
Hold
little
on.
they're like little Ritz sandwiches with peanut butter in them. And they are I remember them being like just peanut. I love peanut butter.
Oh yeah. Damn. Thank you to Kamal Mike. I don't know if that's how you want me to say it in the chat, but that's how I'm gonna say it.
Come
Kamal
on,
Mike.
Mikey.
Thanks for that, and also thank you for Mamba for making the protocols because of all the spam bots and everything like that. We were getting a lot for a second, for even
Yes.
a smaller streamer like us. We were getting a lot of like random like, check out this thing. Do you want to grow your channel? Blah blah blah. So it got bad, but come on, Mike, tell us what you think about 28 years later, and you can talk to Josh about that because I have not yet watched the trailer.
It looks so sexy. It's just it's a good trailer. Like it's just I appreciate a good build in a trailer, and I've worked on trailers and I've always appreciated trailers. I am the kind of person that wants to get to the movies to, like, if I don't get to see all the trailers, like I feel like I'm late to the movie. But yeah, and also I feel like trailers nowadays, unfortunately, there is this sickness. I don't care who's listening. There is this sickness that is in post production, especially in the promo and trailer world, that good enough is okay, and it's putting a lot of people out of work, and it's making me. I've heard a few trailers that sound like shit because they didn't send them to the post production finishing department because it sounded good enough, and I've heard official trailers that just sound like, no offense to, I mean, AEs are incredible people, and
Mm.
they are incredible people, but sometimes they're told to mix something against their will. But anyway, yeah.
Hey, Honey Bear, how's it
What's
going?
up?
Thank you again for that very lovely, wonderful comment you left in the Discord about the episode. Uh, I'm trying to remember the order at which we talked about the movies. But yeah, everyone, if you haven't
That was
checked
the
out
first
already,
movie
our
club, right?
the first movie meetup club podcast episode where we talk about The Killer, Collateral, Link of Frankenstein, and Police Story. Check that out. But back to come on, Mikey, um, and Josh. Yeah, I mean, I think there is this weird sense that people don't know movies are coming out anymore because of the whole reserving your seat now has created this space where people now are like, well, I don't have to be there right on time anymore. I don't have to be there before the movie starts. I could be there like during the credits or right before Nicole Kidman comes on, and I'm there. and um
Oh,
so
nice.
people are like, "Oh, I didn't even know this movie came out." It's like, "Yeah, because you didn't watch the trailers." And there's also a ton of people who are like, "I don't like watching trailers because I don't want to get spoiled." It's like, but then you won't know when the movie's coming out,
Yeah.
right? Like, there's this like because of I think the listening of the experience as well as the responsibility and the love of the trailer creation. There's been this like now weird like, okay, well now we have to do other things to make sure that the word is out that these movies are coming out, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
And
is
I agree, Mikey. It is a strange sensation where I'm like, whoa, I'm like really excited about that. Like that's a movie like, wow, I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to go to a movie for that. Some movies are like we haven't been going to the movies all that much for financial well-being reasons, but sometimes we're like, well, this is kind of one of those movies that it would be really cool to see in the theaters. Let's do that. And there's just hasn't been a lot that have been like, yeah, I'm willing to spend the money to go see that. Anyway.
I do like Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle's great. And Brad in the chat was like, "Oh, it's an Alex Garland movie in the best way." So I'm like, I actually recently just watched the Annihilation sequence with the bear, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, God damn, that's so. And the top comments were like, "This is what really would make a good horror movie." It's like, it's not jumpy, but it's just like you're in pure like entrapped, intoxicating fear, and like this thing is truly horrific that's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I liked Civil War this year by Alex Garland. I still haven't watched
Oh
Men,
man.
uh, but
Oh.
I loved Ex Machina. I loved Ex Machina. So
Do you need to
um
change your pants?
I mean,
It sounded
man, at
like you
least
might
if a
need to change your
candor,
pants.
like, look, I don't blame the boy. I don't blame him for letting uh what's her name? Was her name Ava, right? Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
don't blame him for letting Ava take advantage of him. I haven't watched Devs bad reprint. I haven't watched Devs. And going back to the chat, Honey Bear, I'm good. Enjoy good things that make my heart so happy. I'm glad, and I'm glad that we provide entertainment for you and your roommate, and I hope you're doing well.
To know that we do that for somebody is really
Special.
It means a lot. It means like,
Yeah.
he did Sunshine. Hurry. Anyway, that's a good movie. Anyway,
Oh, you're looking up Danny Boyle.
I'm looking up Alex Garland.
Oh, okay.
The Beach.
But yeah, no.
He wrote the novel for The Beach. No, I'm just kidding. I'm that is an actual. I'm kidding. I haven't seen The Beach in in a long time. Anyway, should we look for somebody to raid?
What about the island? No, yeah, I'll look for someone to raid.
Funny, when I was a kid, a growing young man, I used to hate, with a fiery passion of 1,000 suns, I used to hate Leonardo DiCaprio. I refused to watch anything with him. I don't know. I was a kid. I don't know why. I think I was just jealous because he was a heartthrob and I was a heavy-set little boy. We rating Lanny Pator?
We could rate him or Wisa Allen. Chat, if you guys have a decision, doesn't matter to me. You guys want to see Indiana Jones being played, or you want to see some Liza P being played?
You
right?
decide.
Because I think Nick is playing some Indiana Jones, yeah, and then Wisa Allen is playing some Liza P. Uh-oh, I see two people.
Oh.
I'm going to flip a coin. And then
there should be like a thing in the chat to use like channel points and be like, oh, here's a poll. Isn't there a poll thing?
Yeah, but that just takes a long time.
Okay.
Let me see. That just takes a long time. She just finished recording her comedy special though, so everyone at least congratulate her on her Insta. We said.
Oh, that's a big push.
T Dog's using all his channel points on Big Boy Effect, so we're gonna go over to Nick, and then everyone tell him that we watched his Craven Alpha Man. Nope, that's not them. I was gonna raid somebody else. But yeah, Wisa Allen is a comedian that respect. And we just recently started following, and cool person.
Yes.
So if you see him on socials, check him out. But cool, we're gonna go right over to Nick, and they're playing some Indiana Jones.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm gonna
Josh,
start the ending speech. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the new follows. Check out our website, nerdon.tv. It has all of our stuff. Check out our YouTube. Join us here on Twitch. Just hang out with us. Join our Patreon, nerdon.tv/Patreon. But I'm going to go to our end screen. You know the drill. As always, nerd on.
Nerd on.